Yo, charts, yo, charts. Guess what? Guess. Hey, guess. Right here. That's what I gotta guess. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Which I lost my earbuds. Man. Dang, can I send the video? Oh, I'll try. Oh man, it's gonna be tough to try to save that video. Anyways. Hmm. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh my gosh! Look at the teasers for this. This is crazy. That was fast. Wow. Shot a whole Star Wars season? That's crazy. Shot, you guys know what this means. Bro, that is insane. What we're getting this year with Fortnite. A whole Star Wars season. It is wild. Let's look at slow drivers. Because why not? Because chat, I'm tired of slow drivers, man. They're such a nuisance. Oh, 10 signs you're a bad driver. Let's see it. The heck? Yeah, there's a lot of them. They're so stupid. Hello, I'm Petty. Dang. That's my fault.
Up to block zipper merging. So zipper merging, let me explain it briefly. It's basically when you merge like how a zipper behaves, like, you know, a zipper on your clothes. If you're currently in the exit lane, if someone wants to join your exit lane, you let them carry their speed and either shove themselves behind or in front of you, and the guy in front of you and behind you need to leave enough space to understand that. Now, if you're the one going to exit, then you need to carry enough speed to shove yourself in between the exit lanes. The problem is a lot of people don't understand this at all, or rather they do, but they misinterpret it out of territorial nature. For example, they'll see it as you trying to steal their spot or steal their lane. Here's the problem when you start blocking someone from entering the exit lane. Eventually, they will come to a complete stop, because if everyone keeps choking them out and they can't carry their speed, now you have a completely stopped car on the highway. Guess what that does? That makes the other traffic behind him completely stop. Guess what that does to the people on the exit lane? Eventually, a good Samaritan's gonna let him in. Now, the problem is, in order for the good Samaritan to let him in, he also needs to hold his lane to a complete stop. So now you've effectively brought two lanes to a complete stop just because of your childish territorial nature. When entering a highway, people do not have a problem with this. Notice how when people are coming from an exit lane, or coming from an on-ramp rather, they are able to zipper merge and people will actually yield to them or even move leftwards to them to make space. Why doesn't this logic apply to exiting if it applies to on-ramping? No other country struggles this much. The third sign that you're a terrible driver is when you mistake people for tailgating you. Let me explain to you what I mean. So, I've always had people who will litter, like pour their coffee or pour their water or even just throw their cup out the window. And the worst one that I get is people will constantly spray windshield wiper fluid. For a moment, I was like, they're just cleaning the bugs. One day, I actually went on a walk around 2018 Google do this. I was like, someone doesn't clean their windows every 5 minutes. That's really unreasonable. Eventually, I learned that that's a passive-aggressive way of them saying that you're too close to them. So you're probably thinking, oh, Bladen, now that you learned that people do this because they think people are tailgating them, doesn't that mean you're too close to them? Wrong. Dear SUV and truck drivers, did you know your window, look at this window right here, it's tall. Did you know sports cars, our roofs, are short? Therefore, it looks like we're closer to you are than we actually are. This is a very important thing I want to tell SUV drivers, because this is something that a lot of them fail to understand. Doug DeMuro did a whole video about this, but that was way in 2014, I think. He was in a Ferrari 360 and he was behind an SUV by like 1 or 2 car lengths, and his car completely disappeared from their rear view mirror. Because of how physics works, because of how light works, because of how refraction works, and how your freaking mirror works, this is basic elementary stuff that SUV drivers should have learned, but probably don't know, because again, welcome to American drivers. If a shorter vehicle vehicle is behind a taller vehicle, we will look like we're closer than you. For example, if you see my hood, you're probably thinking I'm eating your bumper because you're like, wow, I don't see his bumper. If you see my hood and roof, I'm actually like 5 cars away from you. By the time you actually do see my front bumper, so you see my front bumper, my hood, and my roof, I'm like 6 to 7 cars away from you. But again, some people still think that I'm on their butt. Like, wow, that sports car is like 2 cars away from me. No, I'm like way, way back there. It's just something you have to get used to. Another sign that you're a terrible driver is wannabe street racer. First off, not everyone in a sports car or performance car will want to race you, and even if they did, you have to do it fairly, otherwise you didn't win crap. So people who constantly rev at others during traffic, especially at someone who's trapped in traffic in their lane, while the person revving and trying to initiate the race is in an open lane, how do you not understand that the person who is in the trapped traffic lane literally cannot do anything? What do you want them to do? Rear end the guy in front of them? Like, they're obviously not going to be able to race you, but I still see TikTokers post really stupid videos of them gapping sports cars even though they weren't even trying. Did you know that in order for your race to start, there has to be multiple competitors? You have to understand that if the other person's literally trapped in traffic, you are not gapping crap. They're not in any sort of shape or form trying to race you. They might even just be going home, because sometimes the reason they're in a slower lane filled with traffic is because that's their exit lane. Another sign that you're a terrible driver is if you hold the brake at green lights. This usually happens if someone is distracted, whether it's texting and driving, whether they're high as a kite, or whether they're just arguing with someone on the phone. Now, the problem with this is it causes a chain reaction effect, because if the person is not going on the green, everyone else behind them is also not going to go. By the time the distracted driver does finally go, it causes this traffic shockwave. Basically, they're gonna let go of the brake and then go. Then the guy behind them will do the same thing, the person behind them will do the same thing, and basically it's a slow moving chain, almost like you're taking turns to go at a red light. Atlanta is one of the few cities I've lived in where people will do this almost at every single stoplight.
Dang, bro. Atlanta.
And it's a really difficult thing to fix on your own, because you as one person in the entire traffic flow of a city, when everyone in the city has already been ingrained to do this, basically there's nothing you can do is what I'm trying to say. This is not something that can be fixed on a single level. It has to be fixed on a culture-wide, on a city level. I noticed in Atlanta, even when people aren't texting and driving, they still do this out of distrust and out of fear of one another, because that's how little faith they have in other drivers. So they will literally, at the front, when the light turns green, only the people in the front let go of their brakes and go. Then the person behind them does the same thing, and so on and so forth, until it quite literally is your turn to let go of your brake and move too, which is extremely inefficient.
Yeah, that's just...
Every other city I've lived in, even other metro areas like Dallas, Texas, or even when I visited my brother in Phoenix, Arizona, I got honked at for doing this, and I deserved it because I had developed this habit too. Living in Atlanta for so long, I forgot what it was like to be in normal traffic flow. So when I was in Phoenix, when the light turned green, everyone let go of their brake. Even like if there are 10 cars back, all 9 cars in front of them let go of their brake, and then the 10th car is also responsible for doing the same thing. They have that much faith in one another, so they all collectively roll forward as a pack. But I was so used to the turn-taking system that I didn't realize that when the light literally turns green, everyone moves together. So I got honked at because I stood still for a couple of seconds. And when I lived in other places in my life, I had never done this before. Like in Indiana, people do this properly. They all coast forward together. In Texas, they coast forward together. Like, people in Texas they're not really bad drivers. They're just aggressive drivers, but they're still smart drivers. Atlanta is one of the first cities I've lived in where people are aggressively bad drivers. They're really dumb, and they're also way too cocky. The 6th sign that you're a terrible driver is not trading lanes. So what does trading lanes means? If someone wants to get into your lane and you want to get into theirs, you initiate something known as a trade maneuver. So the one on the right is responsible for slowing down and can even hold up traffic a little bit to make a small gap for you to jump in. And when you jump in, you have to do it with a decent amount of speed coming in from the left, because obviously you speed up to merge into a lane. So you speed up a bit and then kind of dip in. And the guy who wants to get in your lane is going to quickly jump out as you do it. So it's almost like a crossover maneuver. I know it sounds scary at first, like, wow, you're supposed to speed up and just dive into their lane. What if you hit them? You're not gonna hit them, because you have to remember, here's the number one logic why trading always works. You're not in danger of hitting the guy you're trading with, because they will never speed up to choke you out. They are offering their lane to you because they want to get into your lane. So if you see someone signaling trying to get out of a lane that you want to get into, and you need to perfect highway lane trade. wave people onto a multi-lane road. Your singular car cannot block multiple lanes. Therefore, even if you halt your lane to let someone stems from the idea that people interpret every little action on the road as a spiteful gesture towards them. Sometimes people accidentally become one because they're just had a bad day at work, but for this one, it's hard to correct people doing it because this is something that doesn't stem from driving. It stems from a sad personal behavior. Like their ego is
Yeah, what's this? How and why? Marvel should be able to use their own characters whenever they want. They should. Unfortunately, Disney doesn't own the rights, so he can't show up in the series. Well, can he work out some type of deal? A cameo?
no.
Where's Spider-Man Brand New Day into Daredevil Born Again?
I think you're trying to make us, force us to give our character to Disney.
Your character? You didn't create. Now Trump just raised your taxes. Yeah, that is Jack. That is Jack Black. Heck yeah. Dang, it's taking a long time to load. Jeez. Oh man. That's great. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's gonna be insane. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, try this stream. It's not gonna be too long. Let's see what I can watch. Oh my gosh, bro. It's so flippin' lucky, man. Must have been nice. Taskmaster getting dropped. That's female.
Stay out of my way.
What's the sunspot? There's more parts to this?
Does anything hurt?
Doesn't look like anything doesn't hurt. Huh? Doesn't look like anything doesn't hurt. Why the f would you ask me some dumb shit like that?
I swear I didn't mean for that to happen.
And I swear I didn't mean to date somebody so goddamn dumb. Why do you do the stuff you do? Why? I need to know. Why?
So you're really gonna act like they didn't disrespect the hell out of me? They literally said I look like an uncooked plantain. I don't even know what that means, but I know it's disrespectful.
So because they said you look like an uncooked plantain, you talk shit to the point where it made them want to give me pay? Are you f***ing serious? How does that make sense? What the f*** is wrong with you, girl? Why?
They disrespected me. What else did you want me to do?
I wanted you to shut the f*** up. That's what I wanted you to do. Be quiet. Stay silent. Not say a word. But no, you decided to talk back, and they eventually got tired of it and threw me in the air and treated me like a bird. I ain't never been that scared in my goddamn life. And it's all because of my dumb wife. Why do you never shut the f*** up? Why?
Well, maybe if you had took those self-defense classes seriously, you wouldn't be in a situation right now.
Will you shut the hell up and take some accountability for your actions? You are in the wrong. And even if I did take them classes seriously, I still would have lost. It was 10 of them and one of me. Nothing they teach in those classes prepares you for 10v1 combat. Absolutely nothing. Get the hell out of my car.
You don't mean
Get
that.
the f*** out of my car. Go. Get out. Go. Move. Shit, man. I hate this
It hurt.
Does it look like it feels good? Huh? Does it look like it feels good? What the f*** type of question is that?
I'm sorry.
No, you not sorry. You stupid. You not sorry. You stupid. After the first person knocked the lens off my glasses, that should have gave you the hint to shut the hell up. But no, you still kept talking and talking until there were 12 people tap dancing on my forehead at once. I mean, you must hate me, because what other explanation do you have for doing some bullshit like this?
Did you really expect me not to say anything?
Yes! That's exactly what I expect you to do. Not say anything.
Well, I expected you to defend me when they called me chopped, but you didn't.
How the f*** you expect me to defend you when there's 12 of them and one of me? Even if you gave me 10 people,
What the
I'd
heck,
still be
bro?
outnumbered by those clowns. What the f*** is wrong? You see, I'm starting to see where your classroom had very few people in it growing up. You don't know math. 12 on 1? What you want me to do? Defend you.
I'm sorry, okay? How many times do I have to say it? I said I'm sorry.
Sorry not gonna pay these medical bills, girl. Shut the f*** up. I'm tired of hearing sorry. I don't want sorry. I want to change the behavior. I'm sick and tired of hearing sorry every time you get me jumped. Stop saying sorry. I can't keep doing this shit, girl. I'm risking my life being with you.
Why are you mad at me? You should be mad at them. They hurt my feelings.
Every time your feelings get hurt, your boyfriend ends up getting physically hurt. Why is that? Man, just shut the up for once, baby. Please, for once.
Okay, I'll learn.
But YouTube is so dry. There's nothing to watch on YouTube. Yeah, guys, I guess that's it for the stream. There's nothing else to do. This might be the shortest stream we've ever had. 26 minutes. We haven't had a stream this short since like October. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Tomorrow. The Punisher skit. I have a little Punisher skit that I'm making. It's gonna come out pretty soon. Stay tuned.